In a quiet little village, not far from the deep green woods, there lived a kind brother and sister named Hansel and Gretel. They lived in a small cottage with their father, who was a woodcutter, and their stepmother, who was not very kind. One evening, while the wind was blowing softly outside, Hansel and Gretel sat near the fire. "Our food is getting less every day," Hansel said. "I know," Gretel said, looking sad. "Stepmother is always worried about it." The next morning, before the sun had fully risen, they overheard the stepmother talking to their father. "We can't feed them anymore," she said. "Take them into the forest and leave them there." "No, I can't do that to my children," the father said sadly. Hansel quietly took Gretel's hand and whispered, "Don't worry, I have an idea." That night, Hansel filled his pockets with small white pebbles from the garden. The moonlight made them shine like tiny stars. The next day, the stepmother gave them a piece of bread each and told them they were going on a walk. As they walked into the forest, Hansel dropped the pebbles one by one. "What are you doing?" Gretel asked. "I'm leaving a trail so we can find our way back," Hansel said with a wink. After a long walk, their stepmother left them in the forest and went away. Hansel and Gretel waited and waited, but she didn't come back. "It's getting dark," Gretel said softly. "Let's follow the pebble trail," Hansel said. Under the light of the moon, the shiny pebbles showed them the path. Step by step, they returned home safely. The father was happy to see them. "My dear children," he said, hugging them. But the stepmother was not happy at all. A few days later, she tried again. "I will take them deeper into the forest this time," she said to herself. Hansel wanted to collect more pebbles, but the door was locked that night. "I can't get the pebbles this time," Hansel said, worried. "It's okay," Gretel said. "We'll find a way." The next morning, Hansel used his bread instead. As they walked, he dropped crumbs along the path. "This will help us find our way back," Hansel said. But when night came, the crumbs were gone. "Where are they?" Gretel asked, looking around. "The birds must have eaten them," Hansel said sadly. Now they were truly lost in the forest. They walked for hours, tired and hungry. Suddenly, Gretel pointed and said, "Look, a little house." The house was made of sweets. The roof was covered in chocolate. The walls were made of cake, and the windows were sugar glass. "Let's take a little bite," Hansel said, smiling. They both started nibbling happily. Then the door creaked open. A woman stepped out. She looked kind, but her eyes were cold. "Hello, little children," she said with a sweet voice. "You must be hungry. Come inside." Hansel and Gretel followed her in. She gave them warm food and soft beds. "I like this place," Gretel said. "Yes, it feels safe," Hansel said. But the next morning, everything changed. The old woman locked Hansel in a cage. "You will grow fat, and then I will eat you," she said, laughing weakly. She turned to Gretel and said, "You cook for your brother and clean my house." Gretel was frightened, but she nodded. "I will save us," Gretel whispered to Hansel one night. Every day, the witch asked Hansel to show his finger to see if he was getting fat. As witch had a poor eyesight, Hansel held out a tiny bone instead. "He's still too thin," the witch shouted angrily. "Tomorrow, I will eat him anyway." Gretel was crying, but then she had a brave idea. The next morning, the witch said, "Heat the oven, girl." "Yes," Gretel said quietly. When the oven was hot, the witch said, "Check inside and see if it's ready." "I don't know how," Gretel said, pretending. "Foolish girl, I'll show you." At that moment, Gretel gave her a big push and closed the oven door. "She's gone!" Gretel shouted. She ran to Hansel and opened the cage. "You are free," she said, smiling. They danced with joy. Then they found a big chest full of gold and jewels in the house. "We will take this home to father," Hansel said. With happy hearts, they walked through the forest. After some time, they found the path that led to their cottage. "Father!" they both shouted when they saw him. He hugged them with tears in his eyes. "My children, you are home." Their stepmother was gone, and now they had enough gold to live happily. Hansel said, "We are never going into the forest again." Gretel laughed and said, "Unless it's to find candy houses." Everyone laughed, and from that day, they lived happily and safely in their little cottage. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this magical story, please like the video and subscribe to Freddy. Don't forget to click the bell icon for more wonderful tales.